Hello guys, welcome to our channel Staple Review. In this video, we will try to help you find out the best slingshot for survival on the market. From orchestrating mischief to taking game, anybody can use a slingshot. Versatile, portable, and even tactical, these handy pocket rockets have been around for centuries. Believe it or not, the best slingshot can be either a simple wooden fork or a high-tech polymer frame with a wrist brace. It all depends on the user's needs. Slingshots are potent weapons with roots in ancient warfare. Specialist Roman soldiers used primitive shepherd slings with deadly effect, and the concept later informed siege engines like catapults and trebuchets. Goodyear's 1844 patent on vulcanized rubber opened the door for the slingshot as we know it. In the 1950s, the Saunders Archery Company introduced the wrist rocket, the first wrist brace design with tubular bands. The modern slingshot had arrived. If you want to see their latest prices and more images, you can check out those links in the description below. Let's see the product one by one. 1. BASUNE Wooden Slingshot. Key features: solid wood construction, tubular loop bands, packaged with target rounds. Specification: brand, BASUNE. Material, wood. Band type, tubular loop. Shooting style, through the forks. Recommended use, all. The BASUNE wooden slingshot doesn't look like much, but it packs a potent punch. I snapped bullseye after bullseye with the little unit, which was easier to use and more powerful than any wrist rocket I fired. It's a simple slingshot, a wooden fork with tubular loop bands, and a faux leather pouch. BASUNE adds about 75 hard plastic rounds and a replacement band to the package is delivered. A novice would be unimpressed, I was. After all, Amazon calls it a toy, and it costs next to nothing. But the BASUNE quickly became my go-to slingshot and would be my weapon of choice if I were a slingshot hunter. First of all, the bands pulled back comfortably, which meant easier steadying for aiming and less fatigue after repeated shooting. Second of all, it shoots hard. That's all thanks to the tubular loop bands, which notoriously deliver high power and accuracy. It's easy to carry, too, and doesn't draw attention. I consider the powerful BASUNE slingshot ideal for beginner shooters and veterans alike with its easy pullback and high-velocity shot. 2. Daisy Powerline B52 Slingshot. Key features: steel construction, classic wrist rocket design, heavy tubular bands. Specification: brand, Daisy. Material, steel. Band type, surgical tubular. Shooting style, over the top. Recommended use, target. Daisy adopts the original wrist rocket design for its B52 steel slingshot. A steel frame, sturdy wrist brace, and thick tubular bands distinguish the substantial weapon, which tested as more or less average. Daisy makes sure to educate users that the B52 is not a toy, and it includes thorough instructions for use on the package. I assumed it would be a formidable weapon, but a lot of target practice proved it wasn't the most powerful entry available. I could never get steel or plastic rounds to consistently punch into my cardboard catch box, despite drawing the band close to the limit of its stretch. That being said, the Daisy B52 still fires rounds fast enough to be very dangerous. But because I had to pull the bands back so hard to get velocity, my accuracy often suffered. The wrist brace helps stabilize the shooter while they're pulling back hard, but the whole system seemed cumbersome to me. If the slingshot still wasn't impressively powerful, what was the point? Perhaps my expectations exceeded the Daisy B52's capabilities. Either way, it didn't deliver my favorite shooting experience. 3. COOY Slingshot. Key features: heavy steel construction. Comes with replacement bands, ammo and flashlight. 6 tube bands. Specification: brand, COOY. Material, steel. Band type, tubular ball and hand. Shooting style, through the forks. Recommended use, target, tactical. Despite arriving disassembled in a flashy box with rad Chinese characters on it, labeled Hunter in the Field, the COOY slingshot didn't impress me. Here's how it unpacks. The kit includes 11 total pieces, including 1 bag each of a quarter steel BBs and plastic target ammo. There's also a flashlight with a mount, both of which I threw away. That was because the set screw on the mount got in the way of the wrist brace. There was no way to use both at once. I hucked the flashlight itself because it arrived dented and was clearly cheap. But from there, I threaded 1 6-tube band setup into the COOY's fork and tried it out. Not surprisingly, this thing was hard to draw. I couldn't pull the bands back past my chin, and I needed a quick release to avoid inconsistent tension. The slingshot performed better with steel rounds than plastic, but I never accomplished accuracy with either. I can imagine getting into superhero slingshot shape and stabilizing my draw, even lengthening it a little, which would probably help my aim, but it would take some concentrated work. The COOY slingshot is all steel, so it's also pretty heavy. It does not seem fragile, and 2 included replacement bands add longevity. 4. Ladonk Slingshot with sights. Key features: removable sights, flat bands, 2-piece steel and wood construction. Specification: brand, Ladonk. Material: wood, steel. Band type: flat. Shooting style: over the top. Recommended use: all. Lodonk offers a slingshot with a pretty interesting design and auxiliary sight package. A steel fork and varnished wood handle deliver the same kind of odd appeal an old-fashioned firearm does. The sights are their own curious story that involves the user melting acrylic fibers with a lighter and custom installing the finished product. If you ask me, you do not need a slingshot with sights. Why? Because a slingshot itself is a sight. Of course, you can always use the Lodonk without the sights. Perhaps it's cool to have the option. The Lodonk comes with flat bands, which deliver more power than tubular bands and, most agree, help shooters aim. Its small size and easy band replacement make it a good option as a survival slingshot. 5. Using Professional Slingshot. Key features: one-piece molded nylon handle and fork. 2 different band styles included. Rudimentary design. Specification: brand, Using toy. Material, molded nylon. Band type, flat or tubular loop. Shooting style, any. Recommended use: all. The Using Professional Slingshot is a good choice for beginners or experienced shooters. A molded nylon handle accommodates tubular loops or flat bands, and the kit includes one of each. The forks accept bands at any angle, so the shooter can choose to run the bands over the top or around the forks. A tubular loop band is a good second choice behind a flat band. Both deliver power and accuracy, and a tube usually lasts longer than a flat band. Using simple shape and design should help drive home the basics of slingshot shooting. There is no sight and no wrist brace. Draw the ammo, aim with the slingshot itself, and release. Contours on the forks help shooters grip the slingshot more comfortably. Some reviewers have experienced stripping the screw holes in the forks, which can happen anytime you put a metal screw into a plastic shaft. Tighten with care. All things considered, the Using Professional's lightweight, small size, and versatility make it one of the best tactical slingshots in our lineup. Shooters can experiment with different band styles and shooting methods using a stripped-down platform. You may also be interested in some of the best recurve bows from our list. Take a moment to check them out. Why trust this guide? I've been interested in bushcraft since I was a kid. I spent endless summers exploring and mapping the creek at the end of my neighborhood. Shooting BB guns was one of my first passions. My childhood gave me a deep respect for nature and all animals that I still have today. So, when I got the call to review slingshots, I was all in. I studied videos made by passionate slingshot masters and taught myself to shoot with a lot of repetition. As a well-informed novice, I intend to provide a platform for shooters at all levels. This buying guide addresses the technical aspects of the slingshot as a potent and ingenious weapon, emphasizing practicing safe shooting and causing no harm. How I chose the best slingshots. Slingshot design is diverse, and different shooters have different priorities. This guide features a wide variety of slingshots to suit all levels of shooters with various budget requirements. I included slingshots with tubular and flat bands, wrist-supported designs, and classic forks, wooden, metal, and composite designs. The top slingshots provide versatility and power. How I tested each slingshot. Shooting. I fired a few hundred shots with each tested slingshot over a period of about a month. I used a cardboard box stuffed with newspaper for a catch box and a paper bullseye as a target. I shot until I got tired, paying attention to accuracy, power, and pullback resistance. Thanks for watching. If we helped you out in any way, please hit the like and subscribe button. Well, see you guys in the next videos.